Okay. Hey everybody, how you doing? Jonathan Lipp here from the Big Apple Film Festival. Welcome to another episode of BAFF Chats. We're hanging out here today on 42nd Street in Midtown Manhattan, right between the Chrysler Building and Grand Central. I'm here today with Christina Vinsick, who is a filmmaker and an actress whose film Whisper Me a Lullaby screened in the Big Apple Film Festival a few years back. So Christina, if you could tell us a little bit about your film.
Hey John, thanks for having me on BAFF Chats. It's always good to be here with Big Apple. My film, Whisper Me a Lullaby, was a passion piece, and it focused a lot on domestic abuse and mental health awareness. A lot of people worked really hard on the film, and it's really close to my heart.
Great. Well, so, some of my favorite filmmakers are those who make films and star in them. I'm a big Woody Allen fan, filmmaker, actor. I'm a big Ed Burns fan, especially being from the New York area. I love the movie Rocky. Writer, later directed the sequels and stars in the film. So what are some of the challenges when it comes to making a film as the director and also starring in it?
I think some of the challenges for me personally, one was creating those relationships with the actors, first as the director and then also as a co-star, and how to really communicate with them in each role. I think it's really important that they feel supported in both ways and that there is some type of boundary there. So I felt like that was something I was always kind of working on during productions. And then also surrounding yourself with the right people and the right crew who can support the production as you're on the other side of the camera or working with the actors on the side. And I think on a more technical note, one of my pieces of advice would be to remember scheduling time for production meetings while you're in production, because sometimes that can get lost. You're in the makeup chair, you're working with people, you're dealing with logistics, and it's so important that the crew feels like they're being heard and they're being acknowledged and you're all on the same page. So important.
Okay. And when you're on set or even during rehearsals, how do you go about directing actors when you're actually in the scene with them? When you're reading sides during rehearsals, or when you're shooting a scene and you're working opposite somebody. How do you go about directing those actors that you're actually in a scene with?
Well, we do a lot of pre-production work on my sets, so that's step number one. And then I would say while we're in it, if you're in the scene and you're right in between takes, it's important to me to keep things quiet and have your little secrets with the actors. A really great director, Mary Stuart Masterson, she gave me that piece of advice way long time ago, and it worked so well for me. Just being really quiet and personal with them and really listening to what they're saying and just kind of shutting everything else out for that one moment.
Great. And how do you go about directing yourself actually when you're in a scene?
I'm my own worst critic, and I think we all are. I think we have that in common as filmmakers and artists. Again, a lot of stuff happens in pre-production, but it's just going with my gut and feeling what might be right or what might be going wrong and just trying to make adjustments on the fly. And for me, it's not focusing right on myself. It's trying to focus on my scene partner or whatever else my attention needs.
Okay, great. And my last question for you actually is, as a woman filmmaker in today's society, do you think there's any challenges right now, or do you think it's pretty much equal footing for any gender who wants to make a film right now?
Well, I think what's great about where we are right now is that there's so much available to us as filmmakers, and I think anyone can make a film. And I think that if you're a person who wants to go out there and you have the skills and the technique and you've studied, go and make your film. I think anybody can do it, and I think there's a lot of support for women right now in the industry. Your question was loaded. But I prefer really to focus on what impacts that I can make at my level. So I love to mentor young women. We have a lot of students come on our sets, and the one-on-one mentoring to me is a place where I feel like I can really make a difference, and I'm so proud of these young girls that I'm watching go from student to building their careers, and then they're coming back and showing me their work. It's really exciting to me.
Nice. And for anyone watching, where can we see Whisper Me a Lullaby?
Whisper Me a Lullaby is now on Amazon. If you are a Prime member, you can view it for free, but you can also rent it there, and it's on iTunes for rent. and purchase. And also, we're still selling DVDs. We still have a couple hard copies left. So you can contact foldedleafproductions@gmail.com.
Great. Well, thank you. I want to thank Christina for being with us today, Christina Vinsick. And again, the 12th Annual Big Apple Film Festival is taking place November 4th through the 7th at Village East Cinemas. So hope to see you guys there. Thank you, Christina.
Thanks.
Okay.